They laughed at her the moment she walked into boot camp. A skinny girl with big glasses and a shy smile. They whispered, they mocked it until the day the commander saw what was on her back. And when he did, he turned pale. You'll never forget what happened next. Stick around to the end, because this story will leave you speechless. And hey, if you love stories of courage and kindness, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel, Kindness Stories, for more amazing tales that touch your heart. The bus rattled down the dusty road, carrying a group of nervous recruits toward the military boot camp. Among them sat a young woman named Emily Carter. She was 22, with slender arms, messy brown hair pulled into a bun, and eyes that seemed to hold 1,000 secrets. She didn't look like a soldier. In fact, she didn't look like she belonged there at all. Her baggy sweatshirt hung off her shoulders like it weighed a ton, and her hands trembled as she clutched the strap of her backpack. As the bus rolled into the base, Emily could feel the stares. The other recruits were sizing her up, and some didn't bother to hide their smirks. A tall, muscular guy with a buzz cut leaned toward his buddy and whispered loud enough for her to hear. "What's she doing here? This isn't a yoga retreat." Laughter erupted around her. Emily kept her eyes on the floor, pretending not to hear. She had learned long ago that silence was her greatest shield. The commander was waiting for them outside the barracks. A towering man with a square jaw, perfectly pressed uniform, and a voice that could split the sky. "Welcome to hell, recruits," he barked. "I'm Commander Hayes, and for the next 8 weeks you belong to me. You will eat when I say eat, sleep when I say sleep, and breathe when I say breathe. Do you understand me?" "Yes, sir," the group roared. Emily's voice was soft, barely audible. That didn't go unnoticed. "Carter," the commander snapped, marching toward her. "Is that a whisper or a yes?" Emily swallowed hard. "Yes, sir? That's better. Don't make me repeat myself again." From that moment, Emily became an easy target. Every time they ran drills, she lagged behind. Every time they trained with rifles, her hands shook. She wasn't weak, not really. But something about the environment clawed at old wounds she never wanted to reopen. And the others? They saw weakness like blood in the water. Day after day, they mocked her. "Come on, Carter, my grandma runs faster than you. Maybe you should stick to baking cookies?" "She's dead weight, man. Why is she even here?" Their laughter echoed in the barracks at night. Emily said nothing. She stared at the ceiling, biting her lip until it bled. What they didn't know, what none of them knew, was that Emily Carter had not joined the military to prove herself to anyone. She was there for a reason so deep, so powerful, that no amount of ridicule could tear it from her heart. And it was written on her back. Emily woke before dawn, the cold barracks air biting against her skin. Today was the day of the endurance test, one of the toughest trials in boot camp. The recruits were already buzzing with energy, lacing up their boots, cracking jokes, bragging about who would finish first. Emily sat silently on her bunk, pulling on her worn sneakers. She could feel their eyes on her. They didn't even try to hide the smirks anymore. "Hey Carter," said Jackson, the guy who mocked her on day one. "You gonna make it past the first mile today, or should we call a medic now?" His buddies snickered. Emily didn't respond. She tied her laces tighter and stared straight ahead. Commander Hayes strode into the barracks like a storm. "On your feet, maggots, out on the field in 5. Movu." Emily followed the others outside, her heart pounding. The field stretched endlessly under the rising sun. A chill ran down her spine as Hayes explained the challenge: a 10-mile run with full gear, followed by an obstacle course, and then a rope climb. For most recruits, it was brutal. For Emily, it felt impossible. But she didn't flinch. When the whistle blew, the others surged forward like a wave. Emily ran at her own pace, slow but steady. She could hear the jokes behind her back, the laughter as they pulled ahead. Her lungs burned, her legs screamed, but she kept going, one step at a time, 1 mile at a time. By mile 3, the pack had spread out. Emily was dead last, but she refused to quit. Sweat drenched her clothes, her hair stuck to her face. The sun climbed higher, beating down mercilessly. At mile 6, she stumbled. Her knees buckled. She hit the ground hard, scraping her palms. "Give it up, Carter," Jackson yelled from the distance, already on the obstacle course. "Go home before you hurt yourself." Emily pushed herself up, ignoring the blood on her hands. She could hear another voice in her head now. Not Jackson's, not the commander's, but her father's. "Never stop fighting, Emily. Not for me, for you." She blinked back tears and kept running. By the time she reached the obstacle course, most recruits were finishing the rope climb. Hayes stood with his arms crossed, watching her. His face was unreadable. Carter, he barked. You're way behind. You sure you want to keep embarrassing yourself? Emily looked up at him, her chest heaving. And for the first time, she spoke without fear. Yes sir, I'm not quitting. Something flickered in Hayes' eyes. Annoyance, maybe respect. He gave a curt nod. Then move. Emily dragged herself through the mud pit, crawled under barbed wire, climbed walls with raw, trembling hands. Every muscle screamed for mercy, but she silenced them. This wasn't just a test. This was survival. Finally, she stood at the base of the rope climb. Her arms felt like lead, her vision blurred. She jumped, gripping the rope with everything she had. Her body rose inch by inch, slipping, sliding, but never letting go. Halfway up, she almost fell. Her boots lost their grip. Gasp echoed from the ground. Even Jackson had stopped laughing. Emily gritted her teeth and climbed higher. When she finally slapped the bell at the top, the world exploded in cheers. Not mocking cheers this time, but real ones. Even Jackson clapped reluctantly. Emily slid down the rope, her arms shaking violently. She had finished last, but she had finished. Hayes approached her slowly. His voice was calm, almost soft. Carter, that was one hell of a climb. Emily just nodded, too exhausted to speak. But inside, something shifted. She wasn't the weak girl anymore. She had earned their respect, or at least their attention. That night, in the barracks, the teasing stopped. Nobody mocked her. Nobody said a word. Emily lay on her bunk, staring at the ceiling, tears sliding silently down her face. Not from pain, from something deeper. Because tomorrow everything would change. Tomorrow, they'd see her tattoo.